There is a salamander in the Ozarks that is born with eyes and then loses them. It hatches in the water with working eyes, like any normal amphibian. But as it grows and moves deep into the caves, something extraordinary happens. Its eyelids fuse shut. The eyes themselves sink back into its head and are slowly grown over by skin, until the adult animal is functionally blind, staring out at nothing through a face that has sealed its own eyes away. It does not need them. Where it lives, there has never been a single particle of light. Most people have never heard of it, and it is only the beginning of what is down there, because the Ozarks are not really mountains. They are an ancient, worn-down plateau of soft limestone, and over millions of years, water has dissolved that limestone from the inside out, honeycombing the entire region with caves, sinkholes, springs, and underground rivers. Missouri alone holds over 7,000 known caves, and in the permanent darkness inside them, cut off from the surface for so long that they became something new, live some of the strangest animals in North America, most of them blind, most of them colorless, and many of them found in a single cave system and nowhere else on the planet. Today we are counting down 9 things hiding in the Ozarks that most people have never heard of. Ranked not by size or danger, but by how completely each one has been shaped by a world without light. And by the time we reach number 1, you will understand that this quiet, gentle-looking region is one of the great hidden engines of evolution on the continent. If this is the kind of thing that keeps your mind turning after dark, subscribe now. It takes 2 seconds. And tell me one thing in the comments. Have you ever been down in a wild cave? I want to hear it. Now let us go under. Number 9, the tarantula. We start above ground with an animal almost nobody associates with Missouri and Arkansas. There are tarantulas in the Ozarks. The Texas brown tarantula reaches the northern edge of its range in the rocky glades and dry hillsides of the region, a large, hairy spider that lives in a burrow and comes out mainly at night. Every autumn, males leave their burrows and wander in the open searching for mates, and people hiking the Ozark glades in fall sometimes come across them crossing the trail, which is startling in a place nobody expects a tarantula at all. They are docile, and their bite is minor, which is why they start the list. The denial is pure surprise. This is not the desert, but the glades of the Ozarks are hot, rocky, and dry enough to hold a tarantula population most residents have no idea exists. Number 9 belongs to the desert spider hiding in the Midwest. Number 8, the gray bat. Now to the animal that powers everything else on this list, though it is easy to overlook. The gray bat is a cave-dwelling bat that spends its entire life, summer and winter, inside caves, unlike most bats that only hibernate in them. It roosts in vast colonies, and it is endangered, with the majority of the entire species packed into a small number of Ozark and southeastern caves. Here is why it matters far beyond itself. A cave is a world with no plants, no sunlight, and almost no food. Nearly everything living in the deep cave depends, directly or indirectly, on nutrients carried in from outside, and the single greatest source of that is bat guano. The droppings of the gray bat colonies are the foundation of the entire cave food web. Remove the bats, and the blind fish and the eyeless crayfish downstream begin to starve. The denial is that people see bats as a nuisance or a fright, with no idea they are the power supply for an entire hidden ecosystem. Number 8 goes to the animal that feeds the dark. Number 7, the Bristly cave crayfish, now down into the water in the dark. The Bristly cave crayfish is a crayfish that has spent so long underground that it has abandoned the equipment of the surface world entirely. It has no functional eyes, only tiny primitive remnants, and it has no pigment at all, leaving it a ghostly translucent white, so pale you can see through it. And it lives an astonishingly slow life. In the cold, stable, food-poor darkness, it grows slowly, reproduces rarely, and can live for decades. Some cave crayfish surviving well over 70 years. It drifts through underground streams that no human eye would ever see, feeling its way, waiting for the occasional scrap of food to arrive from the world above. The denial is that a 3-inch, blind, translucent animal that has outlived most humans alive today is sitting in the black water beneath ground people farm and drive across. Number 7 belongs to the ghost crayfish that outlives us in the dark. Number 6, the Grotto sculpin. Now to a fish that is caught in the middle of becoming a cave animal, which makes it one of the most scientifically interesting fish in the country. The Grotto sculpin lives in the cave systems of a small area of southeastern Missouri, and it is in the middle of evolutionary transition. Its eyes are reduced, and its pigment is fading, but not gone. A surface fish caught partway through turning into a cave creature. It exists in only a handful of connected cave systems in one county, which makes its entire global range absurdly small, and it was recognized and listed as endangered only recently. Watching it is, in a real sense, watching evolution in progress, an animal actively losing its eyes over generations. The denial is that this is happening at all, quietly, in the groundwater of one small stretch of Missouri. Number 6 goes to the fish caught in the act of going blind. Number 5, the Ozark cavefish. We are right at the halfway mark. And if you are still here, you clearly want the strangest end of this. So hit subscribe if you have not yet, because from here, these animals stop resembling anything from the surface world. The Ozark cavefish is the finished version of what the sculpin is becoming. It is small, barely 2 inches long, and it has gone all the way. It is completely blind, with only tiny residual nerve spots where eyes used to be, and completely without pigment, so translucent that you can see its blood vessels through its skin. It navigates total darkness, using rows of sensory organs on its head and body that detect the faintest movement in the water. It lives its whole life in cave streams and underground water, and it is so specialized for scarcity that it barely eats, surviving on bat guano, tiny invertebrates, and when food is truly scarce, its own young. When early settlers drew drinking water from wells over these caves, they sometimes pulled up a colorless, eyeless fish in the bucket. The denial is that a fish this alien is native to the American heartland. Number 5 belongs to the blind ghost fish of the Ozark wells. Number 4, the Grotto salamander. This is the animal from the opening, and it is the clearest example on this list of what the dark does to a body. The Grotto salamander begins life in surface streams as a larva with working eyes and dark skin, a normal-looking young amphibian. Then it moves underground to mature, and it transforms in the opposite direction from almost every other animal. Instead of gaining adult features, it loses them. Its eyes degrade, and its eyelids grow shut and seal over until the adult is blind. Its skin loses its color, fading to a pale pinkish white. It ends up as a bleached, sightless salamander feeling its way through cave streams, having thrown away the eyes it was born with because the darkness made them pointless. It is one of the only salamanders on Earth that becomes less developed in the eyes as it matures. The denial is that this is a real animal in Missouri and Arkansas, not a creature from a story. Number 4 goes to the salamander that seals away its own eyes. Number 3, the Ozark Hellbender. Now back to running water and to a giant. The Ozark Hellbender is one of the largest salamanders in North America. reaching close to 2 feet. A flat, wrinkled, brown, fully aquatic animal that lives under the big rocks of cool, clear Ozark rivers, and it can live around 30 years. It has almost no working lungs. It breathes through the loose folds of skin along its sides, which is why it needs cold, clean, fast, oxygen-rich water and can survive nowhere else. And that requirement is exactly the problem. The Ozark Hellbender is critically endangered, its population having crashed as the rivers filled with sediment and pollution, and it survives now in only a few Ozark streams, found nowhere else in the world. Missouri is the only place on the continent where both the Ozark and the eastern Hellbender live. The denial is that a 2-foot amphibian that breathes through its skin is hiding under rocks in rivers people canoe every summer, and it is quietly dying out beneath them. Number 3 belongs to the giant vanishing under the rivers. Number 2, the caves themselves. Before we reach number 1, understand the thing that made every animal on this list. The Ozarks are one of the most cave-riddled landscapes in North America. A terrain geologist called karst, where soft limestone has been dissolved by water into an underground world of passages, rivers, and rooms. Missouri is called the Cave State, with over 7,000 documented caves, and Arkansas holds thousands more. And these caves are not connected to each other. Each cave system is its own sealed island, cut off from the next by solid rock, which is why so many Ozark animals exist in one cave and nowhere else. Isolated in separate pockets of darkness for hundreds of thousands of years, populations drifted apart into distinct species, the same way animals do on islands in the ocean, except these islands are made of stone and filled with black water. The denial is that people picture the Ozarks as gentle green hills, with no idea the whole region is hollow underneath. Number 2 belongs to the thousands of separate underground worlds nobody sees. Number 1, the darkness itself. Stay with me, because this is the honest answer, and it is the force behind everything on this list. The thing that made the Ozarks one of the strangest ecosystems in North America is not an animal. It is the absence of light. Total, permanent darkness does something to life that nothing on the surface can. With no light, eyes become not just useless but costly, expensive tissue to grow and maintain for no return, so over generations evolution takes them away. With no sunlight there are no plants, so the entire food web has to be imported from outside, which forces every animal to live slow, eat little, and last a long time. And because each cave is sealed off from the others, every one of these dark worlds ran its own private experiment, producing blind fish here, a translucent crayfish there, a salamander that seals its own eyes shut somewhere else, each one refined in isolation over spans of time that are hard to hold in the mind. And here is the thread through all 9. We think of the Ozarks as a quiet, mild, half-forgotten place, worn down hills and float streams and small towns. But that gentleness is only the roof. Underneath it is one of the richest concentrations of cave-adapted life on the continent, an entire parallel wilderness running in the dark, full of animals that have been shaped by nothing but the absence of the sun, most of which no human being will ever see. We did not fail to notice these animals because they are hiding from us. They are simply on the other side of the ground, in water we will never swim in a darkness we cannot enter without a light that they themselves gave up long ago. So the next time you float an Ozark river or drive those soft green hills, remember that the land under your feet is hollow, and that it is full of pale, patient, eyeless things, getting on with a life that has never once needed the sun. If this is the kind of thing that keeps your mind turning after dark, subscribe and stay with the channel. And tell me in the comments, which of these did you have no idea was down there?